Joining us now, Florida Congresswoman Cammack. Okay, so Congresswoman, it's good to have you on. That was chilling stuff. He was stopped by U.S. Marshals at the home. Nobody knows what would have happened if the U.S. Marshals were not there. Now you have pro-choice activists targeting the home of Supreme Court Justice Amy Coney Barrett. Your reaction?
It's like you said, Liz. I mean, my gosh, that is some chilling audio. Thank goodness he called, and thank goodness it was intervention before he acted on it. But what if marshals hadn't been there? And my question is, why is Nancy Pelosi delaying the bill to increase security for our justices? Myself, I receive death threats weekly. Just the other week, I received one very specifically from a gentleman who wanted to, quote, hunt me down and skin me alive. I mean, members of Congress, public officials, justices, we all receive threats. It's something that you cannot take lightly. You have to take everyone seriously. But Nancy Pelosi seems to be doing anything but. So I'm very concerned. And at a time where we are so divided and it is so divisive and the rhetoric is reaching a fever pitch, we need to be taking every step possible to ensure the safety and security so that public officials can do their job the way that they need to do it.
Yeah, law enforcement says it's unacceptable, and it's unacceptable what you have been threatened with. Let's listen to your point, House Minority Leader Kevin McCarthy on this, and let's listen to Nancy Pelosi. Watch.
How many times do they have to be threatened? What would have happened had he not called 9/11?
How can you say that the justices are protected when there was an attempt on Justice Kavanaugh's life? You said the justices are protected, but there was an attempt on Justice Kavanaugh's life.
It's protected. The justices are protected. This issue is not about the justices. It's about staff and the rest. The justices are protected.
How can Pelosi say this is not about the justices when the attempted assassin was arrested with a chilling arsenal of weapons, a Glock pistol, ammo, a knife, zip ties, pepper spray, duct tape?
Nancy is so full of crap, Liz. I'm just going to say it. I am just sitting here shaking. I am so mad because we had every opportunity to pick up that Senate bill this week and vote on it and have this put to bed. I don't understand why she was delaying this. In fact, she took it one step further and sent members of Congress home early. Today, I was supposed to be in Washington, yet here I am at home in Florida, and it's because she said we had nothing left to vote on. If something were to happen over this weekend, which we already know that Amy Coney Barrett, she's receiving harassment and threats just in the last 24 hours. If anything happens over the weekend before we have an opportunity to authorize additional security for these justices, that blood, that violence, it will all be on her hands. There's absolutely no excuse for this.
There's also this. The media has been criticizing President Biden for not uniting and not condemning the would-be Kavanaugh assassin on Jimmy Kimmel. They're also slamming Attorney General Merrick Garland for not enforcing laws against illegal protests at justices' homes. Let's watch CNN's Gregory slam the, quote, hypocritical left. Watch this.
This is horrifying. I mean, activism has its place, of course. Speaking out has its place, but to threaten a Supreme Court justice and his family outside of his home is beyond the pale, cannot be tolerated. And the truth is that a lot of people on the left who are in political power are being so hypocritical about this. They lecture us all the time about the excesses of the right, including Donald Trump on January 6th, fomenting mob violence. And yet they're out there countenancing, as they have with statements before, that it's okay to stand outside these people's homes.
It's not okay, right? And so, you know, the Justice Department waited nearly a month to respond to Florida Senator Marco Rubio's letter demanding they stop these illegal protests, but AG Garland's office dodged whether the DOJ would arrest illegal protesters in their response. Instead, he focused on U.S. Marshals at their homes.
And see, that to me is, again, playing politics with people's lives. I myself, I've had Antifa at the end of my driveway. It is a chilling experience. It is unnerving. I can't even imagine what these justices are going through. It is absolutely unacceptable. The Justice Department needs to act. They need to act fairly. They need to put the political agenda aside. Am I surprised that the same DOJ that has encouraged the FBI to go after parents for showing up at school board meetings is not taking a whole lot of action? No. But it is so beyond the pale of where we are at currently. And the left is inciting this. You look at the words of Chuck Schumer and what he has said, encouraging this incitement of violence. You look at Lori Lightfoot, and the mayor of Chicago, calling this is a call to arms. If that's not inciting violence, I don't know what is. And how dare they stand there and say, oh, Donald Trump this and Donald Trump that, and I hate these mean tweets. Look at what they're doing. They need a mirror, because they are the biggest hypocrites that I have ever seen in my life.
Congresswoman Cammack, stay safe, okay? Thanks for coming on. Have a good weekend.
Thanks.